Ever get that feeling, like you pour your heart into a sales email, hit send, and then crickets?
Oh, absolutely. It's like talking to a wall sometimes, right?
The worst. It's like all that effort just vanishes into thin air.
You're preaching to the choir. Traditional sales outreach, it can feel like an uphill battle, for sure. But what if I told you there might be a way to make it, well, maybe even enjoyable?
Okay, now you have my attention. What's this secret sauce?
Let's just say AI is about to become your new best friend.
AI, huh? Like those AI SDRs I keep hearing about.
You got it. Think of them like your own personal sales superheroes, working tirelessly behind the scenes. They can help you find the best leads, even personalize your messages, so you don't have to.
Sounds amazing in theory, but to be honest, it's all a bit overwhelming, Where do you even begin with all these new tools popping up left and right?
And that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive. We've got this new report that analyzes all the top AI SDRs out there. Alisha, Ava, Bosh, you name it.
So it's like our cheat sheet for navigating the AI SDR jungle.
Exactly. Think of it as your roadmap to understanding what's what. The report seems to really like Alisha, but we're going to break down all of them, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Music to my ears. Let's cut through the noise and get down to business. What are we really looking for in an AI SDR? What actually matters?
Great question. This report really digs into lead generation, personalization, automation.
Right.
The stuff that actually moves the needle.
The superpowers of the sales world. But it's not just about having the tools, right? It's about knowing how to actually use them.
100%. So let's start with the foundation, which is, of course, lead generation. Finding those perfect fit prospects is key.
Makes sense. Can't close deals if you're talking to the wrong people. So how are AI SDRs changing the game when it comes to finding those leads?
This is where things get interesting. The report highlights how AI SDRs can access these massive databases, doing all the heavy lifting for you. We're talking about saving hours, maybe even days of manual searching.
Like having a whole team of tireless researchers working around the clock.
Precisely. This report actually mentions Alisha, and get this, they have access to a whopping 275 million profiles and over 70 million companies. That's huge.
Talk about a gold mine. But I'm guessing it's not just about quantity, right? What about quality?
Absolutely. You're spot on. And that's where intent data comes into play. It's a real game changer. Imagine AI that can tell who's actually interested in what you're selling based on their online behavior.
No more shot-in-the-dark outreach. We're talking about targeting people who are primed and ready.
Exactly. Let's say you're selling, marketing software. Alisha can actually identify those companies who are actively researching those types of solutions online. They're visiting competitor websites, downloading white papers, the whole 9 yards.
So you strike while the iron's hot, reaching out at the perfect moment. Pretty smart.
Exactly. And this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what AI can do. Let's face it, nobody opens those generic impersonal emails anymore.
It's all about personalization these days. But how are AI SDRs actually making that happen? That's what I want to know.
That's where the real magic happens, right? Think about it. How long would it take you to write a truly personalized email to hundreds of thousands of prospects? It would be impossible. But AI can do it in a fraction of the time.
Okay, no more robotic templates. Spill the beans. How does this actually work?
So imagine this. Alisha, instead of just sticking someone's name at the top of an email, it actually acts like a detective, analyzing all this data about them, what websites they visit, what they download, what they're doing on social media.
So it's like getting a glimpse into their brain, their interests, their pain points.
Exactly. And then it uses all of that to craft the perfect message, something that really resonates with them on a personal level.
So it's not just about being friendly. It's about actually providing value right off the bat.
You nailed it. It's about cutting through the noise and making a genuine connection.
And that's what makes people actually want to open your emails, right? It's like they can tell you're not just sending a mass blast. You actually get them.
Exactly. That's the power of this AI-driven personalization. It's not enough to just get your name in front of people anymore. You need to make them feel seen, and that's what this technology allows you to do.
But hold on a second. Focusing just on email. Doesn't that seem a little, old school? Everyone's talking about omnichannel these days. Shouldn't our outreach be everywhere?
You're singing my tune. Today's customers all over the place. Email, LinkedIn, social media. It's a jungle out there.
Exactly. So how are these AI SDRs handling this whole omnichannel thing? Can they even keep up?
Some definitely better than others. This report it highlights Alisha again and their email LinkedIn crossover. It's pretty slick.
Crossover. Okay, now I'm intrigued. How does that work?
So picture this. You send an email, right? And let's say crickets. No response. Alicia jumps in, sees this, and boom, sends personalized LinkedIn message, referencing something from their profile just to nudge them a bit.
So you're staying top of mind, but not being cushy about it.
Exactly. It's about strategic persistence, meeting them where they are, and it's not just Alicia. Ava, for example, they're all about that CRM integration.
So if you're a company that lives and breathes by your CRM data, Ava might be a good fit.
Right on. Ava can pull all that juicy data from your CRM to tailor messages across different platforms. It keeps everything nice and consistent.
Makes sense. It's all about using the right tool for the job. And speaking of making things easier, this report, it can't stop talking about automation.
Can you blame it? Think about all those little tasks that eat up your day. Following up on emails, scheduling meetings, updating your CRM. It's a time suck.
It's like the digital version of drowning in paperwork,
The worst. But that's where these AI SDRs really shine. Alicia, for example, the report, it highlights how it can automate all that tedious stuff so you can focus on the important things.
While Alicia's busy sending out emails and scheduling meetings, I can finally focus on building relationships and closing those deals.
Exactly. It's about working smarter, not harder. Plus, let's be honest, Alicia never forgets a follow-up, never misses a deadline.
Sounds like a dream come true. But let's be real, scheduling meetings, it's the worst, right? The back and forth, the time zones, it's enough to make you pull your hair out.
Tell me about it. But good news, AI SDRs can help with that too.
No more endless email chains just to find a time that works.
You got it. The report actually, it specifically mentions, Alicia again, how user-friendly it is for scheduling. Syncing calendars, handling time zones, it's all a breeze.
It's like having a personal assistant who's laser-focused on keeping your schedule in check. But we've talked a lot about Alicia. What about the others? Does the report mention any cool automation tricks from the other AI SDRs?
Oh, absolutely. So while Alicia is great for that end-to-end automation, others have their own strengths. Like Piper, for example. They're known for handling those super complex sales workflows.
Complex? Now that sounds interesting. Tell me more.
So think about those sales processes that have a million moving parts. Maybe you need to send a contract after a demo, or you have a whole bunch of follow-ups based on how someone responds. Piper can automate all of that for you.
So if you've got a complicated sales process, Piper's your go-to.
You got it. It's about finding the tool that fits your specific needs. Right. And that's what's so exciting about all of this. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. It's about finding your perfect AI partner in crime.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. Lead gen, personalization, this whole omnichannel thing. It seems like Alicia's the star of the show, at least according to this report.
Yeah, Alicia definitely makes a splash, that's for sure. But, every tool has its quirks. What works for one team might not work for another.
Exactly. So let's zoom in on Alicia for a sec. What are its strengths, and are there any potential downsides?
You know what really struck me? They don't just call themselves software. They position Alicia as a go-to friend for your sales team. Kind of a clever way to put it, don't you think?
Like a super efficient coworker who never steals your lunch from the fridge.
Exactly. Plus, this whole thing about it constantly learning and improving itself. AI is a fast-moving world, so that's crucial.
You don't want to get stuck with a tool that can't keep up, that's for sure.
Right. But it's not just the Alicia show. The report mentions Jazon, and apparently they're making waves with their conversion rates.
So if a company's all about that bottom line, Jazon might be their secret weapon.
Could be. They're all about targeted messaging, hitting those high-potential leads. It's all about ROI, baby.
Okay, point taken. There's no magic bullet here. It's about finding the right AI SDR for you. But man, where do you even begin?
It's easy to get overwhelmed, that's for sure. My advice, start with your needs. What are your biggest pain points right now? What's keeping you up at night?
It's like solving a puzzle, right? You need the missing piece. Speaking of puzzles, we've only just scratched the surface here.
Oh, absolutely. This deep dive was just a taste. Go out there, read the full report, experiment. That's the fun part.
Exactly. And who knows what's next? Maybe these AI SDRs will be closing deals for us while we're lounging on a beach somewhere.
Now that's the dream. But seriously, it's an exciting time to be in sales. AI is changing the game right before our eyes.
Well said. Big thanks to our expert for joining us today. This was an awesome deep dive. And to everyone listening, we hope you feel empowered to explore the world of AI SDRs and see what they can do for you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.